Hey everybody, it's Robin from GrillGirl, and I haven't posted on YouTube in a while, and I thought that this would be an awesome opportunity just to share my experience with the carnivore diet. So I have decided to start the carnivore diet, and I'm going to document everything I'm doing for a week. I thought, a lot of people have questions about eating carnivore. So I just wanted to share what I'm doing in case it also inspires you guys. Now, you might be asking, why are you starting the carnivore diet? And if you follow me where I'm most active on Instagram, I eat really meat based anyway. I really eat more like animal based, which is more like the kind of new version of paleo. Animal based is really kind of like carnivore with some fruits and vegetables thrown in, or some fruits and honey thrown in. So I eat very clean, but it's really become just really undeniable that I need to figure out what's going on with my body and eliminate some things. And the best way to do that is through the carnivore diet. So just to back up, I'm not really looking to lose a ton of weight. Like if I lost a couple pounds, that would be great. But my main goal for starting carnivore is to heal my gut. Now, if you actually know me, which you probably don't know this about me just following me on Instagram, my gut is always a wreck, which is part of the reason I really don't eat a lot of carbs or anything like that. Other than also, most of the food out there these days is so toxic and full of chemicals that I truly do think just eating meat and animal based is really the safest way to go. But just to kind of recap, about a week ago, my stomach has been so upset, and it was my birthday, and I ate a lot of carbs, and my stomach was just rocked. And I was just thinking, I need to get myself to the doctor, but I don't really trust allopathic doctors. Most allopathic doctors don't have any nutritional training. They just, I don't know. So I thought about going to a homeopathic doctor. And my first line of defense was that I actually went to a microscopist, basically this woman a nutritional microscopist. It's a woman who actually will she looked at my blood under a microscope and can tell, just based on the way my blood looked, certain things that are going on with my body. And when I went there, I did not tell this woman I had, stomach issues going on. She just pricked my finger and away we went. And one of the craziest things that I saw what she does is she took my blood and she put it up on a big computer screen, and I could see it all blown up with all the cells and everything. And one really kind of disturbing thing that we saw was bacteria. So like a type of strep. And she actually put me on the Candida diet to cleanse this out. And she wanted me to go on a parasite cleanse. And so it was really amazing, all the stuff she found. And a lot of the stuff she found, based on me doing more of my research, ties to having like a bacteria overgrowth in my small intestine. So while I haven't taken the SIBO or small intestine bacterial overgrowth test, based on the symptoms I have and the bacteria I could see floating around in my blood, I'm pretty sure I have an overgrowth. Either way, I feel like doing the carnivore diet, which is a really like an elimination diet of sorts, is a great way for me to just try to get my gut in check. Also, the research I've seen, like Dr. Berg said that if you do have like a bacterial overgrowth, then they're just going to feed on everything, right? Including fiber. And so, I think a lot of people are like, why would you do carnivore? Like, why would you cut out vegetables? And that goes back to like, what's the difference between carnivore and keto? So keto is carnivore, but carnivore is not keto, because keto is really training your body to run off of fat and get into ketosis. And you can have vegetables in the keto diet. But you do also have to balance your macros when you're doing keto. For me, I don't want to worry with that. I just want to do an animal-based diet. I want to cut out all vegetables, because for me, if I have some kind of bacteria overgrowth in my system, I don't want to give them anything to feed on. So I just thought, what I'm going to do is try carnivore for a week and see if I feel better, because I am so tired of waking up gassy and bloated, having eaten like nothing, right? And it's just really pretty miserable. So I'm just trying to heal my body and see if this works. And, you know, a lot of people try the carnivore diet because essentially you're eliminating plants, because plants actually can stimulate an immune response. So a lot of people having immune issues go to the carnivore diet to try to heal their body. Just, you know, I don't feel like that's my issue, but I do feel like obviously I have something going on, right? And I feel like this is the best method of action. But a lot of people, the reason they do carnivore is they're eliminating the plants, because plants actually, believe it or not, have defense mechanisms and things like oxalates and lectins, which are basically their way of defending themselves from getting eaten in the wild from predators. They're actually not that good for your body, right? So those same things they use to defend themselves from getting eaten, we eat when we eat plants. So I'm not saying I will never eat plants. And I honestly do think that your body needs carbohydrates. I'm not against that. And if you follow Dr. Mercola, he's one of the doctors I trust. His research is amazing. He even was on a keto diet and switched back to eating carbs recently, like primarily fruit. He's doing more like the animal-based way of eating. So that's really what I do think long-term might be best for me. But right now, I'm going to start the carnivore diet. Some people ask, can I have alcohol in the carnivore diet? Can I use herbs and spices? I think that's up to you. But I think, you know, when you're doing this, you're trying to eliminate all that stuff that could cause inflammation and really just heal your body. I will say, you guys didn't know this about me, but about a year and a half ago, I got so red pilled reading a report on glyphosate that I actually shipped a bunch of meat to a lab, because I saw the levels of glyphosate in the feed that they feed animals. And also being a steak judge, I was like, holy crap, like, how much chemicals are we ingesting? And I couldn't even find any reports or data that supported anything that made me feel better. And I also was like, whatever I read, was that written by the people that sponsored the report? So the reason I'm sharing this with you is that I actually shipped a bunch of meat to a lab to be tested for glyphosate. And what I found is that animals don't retain at least glyphosate. They flush it out because it's water soluble. So even if you feed, let's say, you know, a cow GMO corn that's loaded in glyphosate, thank God they pee it out basically. Now, I will say all the other toxins they're exposed to are fat soluble. So it is important to eat as clean of meat as possible. But I just think over even vegetables and the level of toxin exposure we have these days, eating meat is the best. Like, eating a very protein forward diet is the best way to mitigate that, because at least you have the opportunity, at least meat is filtering it out. And so you're getting the second level exposure to the toxins they're fed, if that makes sense. So, you know, we know, like, for example, that, you know, conventional poultry and pork and beef is fed like corn and soy, or GMO corn and soy and things like that, which they're high in all the chemicals, but they're also high in the polyunsaturated fatty acids. And the beauty of cows specifically is that they have 4 stomachs and process a lot of that stuff out. So it ends up being a much healthier product. So for me, knowing that, I know that beef is actually a superior protein source nutritionally, and based on all the chemicals and toxins and polyunsaturated fatty acids that it processes out versus eating like chicken, which is why I think when you look at the carnivore diet, you see people really stressing beef. And so, yeah. So anyway, I'm excited. So you guys follow my journey. I'm going to be doing a daily recap of what I ate on the carnivore diet, how I feel. Most importantly, is the bloating going down? I sure as heck hope so. If I lose a couple of pounds, great. But honestly, that's not my goal. My goal is just to heal my gut. I mean, yes, losing a couple of pounds would be great. I'm so bloated. I don't know if my belly's flabby or if I'm just bloated because my stomach's upset. Because I do really think I have some issues that I need to work on with my gut. So you guys, I'd love it if you share your experiences trying the carnivore diet below in the comments. And if you like this content, I'm going to be updating every day for a week. So definitely be sure to like and subscribe so you get my daily updates and you see what I eat on the carnivore diet. Okay, stay tuned. And thanks for tuning in, you guys.